True Christian humility is not just something that happens in our heads and in our hearts and in a theoretical way, but it should be something that happens outwardly with our behavior. Not just something inward, but something with regard to our actions. And if it does, then it solves one of those age-old problems: how do I reconcile strained or broken relationships I have with other people? Because the Christian faith is about the vertical relationship that we have with God and how our hearts and our heads are aligned with Him in humility. But it's also about a horizontal relationship that we have with others and how we should be humble in those relationships so that those relationships can be whole as well. You can see this in Luke chapter 19 in a person called Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and back in Jesus' day, tax collectors were not liked. They usually scammed the Jewish people. They collected too many taxes and in an underhanded sort of way, dishonestly. And Zacchaeus was a person that wanted to get to know Jesus, and he did get to know Jesus, and Jesus invited himself to his house so they could have dinner. But one thing that happened in the story of Zacchaeus is Zacchaeus had a heart transformation, but it ended up changing his behavior and his actions. And he realized what he had done to other people. And so at the end of the day, he said, I will give half of my money to the poor, and if I have done something dishonest with people, I will repay them 4 times what I had done to them. Zacchaeus had this act of humility in his heart because he knew who Jesus was, and he knew he needed to repent and change. But that manifested itself in actions to others. And when he did that, Jesus said something sort of astounding. He said, today salvation has come to your house, Zacchaeus. Now we have to be careful here because we don't want to misinterpret that. It wasn't as if Zacchaeus did things so that he merited salvation. Oh, I'll give enough money to the poor, and I'll give enough money back to those people that I've wronged so that I buy my way into heaven. No, that's not what Jesus is saying. But Jesus did say, today salvation has come to your house. And I think that what happened with salvation with Zacchaeus is that he was saved from something. What he was saved from was fear. Fear in relating to those people that he had wronged. He knew that he had done bad things to them, and so he had fear in associating with them. But in having humility in a tangible and outward way, he was able to give that money back, and in doing that, he was able to reconcile those strained and broken relationships. And so in that, he was saved from the fear that he had in walking around and being with them. Humility was the key to that salvation, and outward humility can be the key to us mending those broken and strained relationships.